Today on the Forensics Detailing channel, we are going to be trying to teach Reg how to compound and polish a car with a rotary polisher.
Guess that I am wrong or how we're close now. I've been making my amends. Come and see. Where have you been off to now? Wait for me. Dear beloved, lend me light as I wander off into the night. Or I won't be found. Or I won't be found.
So young master Reg messaged me the other day and he's got a new job at a car manufacturer's working in their paint department. So he's going to be doing wet sanding, denibbing, compounding out all the sanding marks and finishing the paintwork down. And it's a great job. He's going to learn a ton. The job is like an apprenticeship, or I think an internship, where they train you. So he doesn't have to go in with years and years of experience of doing this. It's part of the training. But he wanted me to sort of show him how to use the rotary polisher, and he wanted to have a go at using the rotary polisher before doing this job. So he came around today and I got everything out for him, got the test panel laid out, and I thought we'd make an interesting video to not say anything, just say to Reg, right, have a go at this and you know, make every mistake known under the book, and I'll film it and put it out on my channel. Which sounds really cruel, but I actually thought it'd be interesting, and the purpose of this video is not to make Reg look like a clown, but it's to see what you would actually do wrong if no one tells you how to do it. So there we go. What I set it all up for him, rolled the film, and he went away and did this, and I recorded all the mistakes. Now the panel that we were working on, like I say, 15-year-old scrapyard panel that is covered in scratches. It's got most of the type of scratches that you can get out. It's got some other defects in it, a fair old amount of little chips that you're not going to correct out, and it's actually got some little bits of quite deep bird poo marring and crow's feet that you can improve more, but you're going to be wet sanding. Anyway, not too interested in those. This was really not so much about the level of correction or the results that he got, but more just trying to give him a basic technique with the rotary polisher, so that when he goes in and uses it for the first time, it's not all new to him. What I did say is, everything I told you today, forget about it and listen to what they tell you and do it their way, because everyone does it differently, and I'm guessing the guys that are doing this day in day out for many years have got a method which works, even if it doesn't, even if I don't fully agree with it, or I've told Reg different stuff. So I didn't want to, you know, you don't want to go in and say, oh, you shouldn't do it like that, to the bloke who's been doing it for 20 years, you know. But yeah, like I say, an introduction to get him going and really get the feel of the rotary polisher. Okay, so now, right, you in focus?
Yep.
No instruction. You go ahead and polish that, compound that panel.
Right, so got the pad. I'm going to put that on there. It gets right.
Yeah, this one.
That's that primed. Okay.
What speed did you put? You got
That was on 600, but I was just
right.
I was just getting the pad primed. Okay, let's complete speed. you press that button to lock it?
Yeah. You finished?
No. I'll take the speed down.
What are you doing now, Rich?
Doing another pass.
Oh, right.
Haven't finished yet.
What speed are you going at then?
I was on
1200?
yeah.
Why you dropped the speed down?
I don't know, I felt that less speed, more passes, I don't know, it's risky, isn't it? The higher the speed, the more abrasive, the more you're heating up the clear coat. But obviously, I don't want to be doing any damage. I'm just seeing how we're going. I'll tell you what though, hey, hey, hey,
Hey!
do you know what?
Get that
I don't know
polish,
if
get
I'm
that bloody polish off there, come on.
I don't know if I'm just blinded by my own ego or if that's actually looking better.
You're blinded by the polishing oils.
Right, I'm going to do another pass.
You going again?
Well, yeah, obviously. And I think I've got enough polish on there, but I'm going to put a dab more on there.
It is looking better.
Just a touch more. Trick is not to go crazy with the polish.
The trick.
See, that, whoa! Yeah, I've made a big mistake there.
Hey!
That is a big mistake.
Hey!
I should have put the pad to the panel before, that's just a schoolboy error. So what I've done there is that's a real sort of classic rookie error. Starting the polisher before you've actually put the pad on the panel, and as you can see, polish has gone everywhere.
You've done it about 20 times.
What do you mean?
You keep running the machine when it's not on the
Yeah,
panel.
no, that is, just be careful of that, guys.
You've got so much
Polish in there, I know.
I mean, I was going to say, don't pick it up on the microfiber or you're not going to get any other polish off. Come on.
What I'm gonna
That's
do-
alright, this is what it's all for, Reg.
Yeah, not done yet.
This
though.
is not a video to take the piss, because I think it's quite useful actually to see what someone who's never polished before, who's not had any instruction, to just have a go.
Yeah.
And it's useful, I think.
I'm not finished just yet. I want to see what I can.
I'm going to
actually
title
do.
this one "How Not to Polish a Panel" by Reg Griffin. A case study.
I don't think you should
A
do
case
that. I think
study.
you should say what happens when you don't train somebody. You let them loose with the power tools.
Yeah, you could just do this one as a general vlog, but yeah, I don't want to take the piss, because all the things you're doing, the mistakes you're making, are easily, you know, you just wouldn't know unless someone tells you.
Exactly.
So,
I'll tell you what though.
you're still improving the panel, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not finished with this yet. I just want to clean
This
the
is-
panel up, get all this crap off that I've put polish everywhere.
Yeah, that's
I'm
one
gonna
of
do
the
one more
problems.
pass.
You've got to be so careful.
In fact, I'm going to use the refining polish now, the swirl remover, and go a little bit light on the abrasive, and start to sort of finish.
You'll do more wiping down on the bit you haven't polished than the other bit.
No, because it just looks bad on the video. That's all. I don't want to put more swirls in by actually rubbing with this microfiber. So I'm just trying to.
You won't, Reg.
Okay.
You won't, not with these cloths.
Right. So let's have a look at this panel. I think we'll do one more pass with the polisher because it's actually getting a bit better. Taking out some polish. Yeah, let's do it one more. Let's crank up the speed. Right.
You keep running that machine off the panel.
Do I?
Let it stop on the panel. I shouldn't be giving you intuition, should I, at this point? But
Oh, why not? This one's just slightly drier. Right, now I'm going to use. Well, actually, I need another pad then, in that case, don't I?
Right, we're just inspecting the results of this, so bear with the old DIY. I've got the sound on. Bear with the DIY cameraman. Now, the irony here, let's get this in focus, is Reg has achieved some correction. In fact, a reasonable amount of correction. With all of that, and we're going to go through all the mistakes, okay, and this is not, like I said before, it's not to take the piss, because this is just, it's good actually for the channel, because Reg has never machine polished. That first time you ever machine polished, basically.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever put a
you had to
rotary
go,
to the panel.
you had to go with the dual action once, didn't you? But I didn't really tell you much.
No, you didn't.
So, you know, there's a decent level of correction there actually, which is bizarre. I was expecting him to do bugger all.
But let's also bear in mind that this panel is very heavily damaged.
It is, but
So
it's not so heavily damaged now.
No, that's true.
But what the main thing I can see, Reg?
I'm struggling with the edges.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
So you've got a good level of correction in the middle, and this S3 breaks down quite nicely, so you're actually getting a good finish. I mean, there is still, if I get the camera up nice and close and get it in focus, there, look, so you haven't got it all out, but that's okay. That's okay.
How many passes do you need to do?
Well, I think you could have got most of this out in one set.
Really?
But well, that's you know, that's a bold statement. Round the edges, you have got virtually no correction, and that's not because of the tape, although that doesn't help. It is because you were leaning. You didn't have the pad flat on the panel, and you were skirting around the edges. So if you're doing this as your target area, you need to assume that you want to work every bit of this panel with the same amount of time, whereas most of your polishing was done in the middle, and you didn't have so look, there's virtually no correction down these edges because you've missed them. So that's something that you know, everyone will do actually. You know, the edges are hard things to hit. So you know, actually, you know, we've still got more stuff to cut out, but you've achieved, in summary, some correction with that technique. God knows how. Let's cut there. Right. So we'll go over to the polishing pad.
Do we use a wall?
You wouldn't polish with wool.
Really? Well, they do.
No, you cut with wool. You polish. You never refine paint with wool.
You use a foam, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're trying to take the refining takes a lot of the marks that the wool puts in. Right. So, Reg has done his compounding, and now he's going to be doing the refining and polishing. Okay, go, Reg.
All right, here we go.
So can I seal that? Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
More.
You like it shaken, not stirred.
Oh, that's the wrong bloody one. That's the compound.
Oh Jesus!
You use the bloody polish.
Right, we can
The hell?
cut that bit out.
Just wasted 300 calories.
Anyway, so I'm going to now use the refining polish.
Yeah, make sure you shake it properly.
Yeah, I will. That's got to go in. This one's full, so it's actually...
Not full. Can't be full.
Do you have to do this every time you polish a cup?
Well, no, because when you first shake it, really shake it good. And then after that, you're pretty much okay, unless you leave the compound for a while. Let me shake it, Rich.
Oh, come on.
You don't need to use as much of it. That's good. Right. You do not need to use a lot of this. Show the camera how much you've used. Right, you've put it all in one. You've gone for the one clump approach.
I've gone for the one clump approach, ladies and gentlemen.
That's too much polish.
That's too much polish.
You're about to drop it.
I'm about to drop it. So what I'm going to do...
Whoa. Red, stop. Keep the machine on the panel when it's spinning. Right, what are you doing here? What's your specific aim?
Oh, I'm going to do left, right, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm going to start...
So you're not going to spread the polish around first?
I should then.
And what speed do you want to use to spread the polish?
I don't know, John.
The slowest possible.
So 600.
Yeah, you can go half trigger. Just spread it around, get it over every bit of the pad. Every bit of the panel. That's it.
Right, here we go. Up to,
You got it all over the panel?
yep, 1,000.
What, even down here? Get it all over. Don't forget those edges, Reg. Right the way, go over the tape. Go over the tape. And get the edges. That's it. Right. Right. Now you're spreaded. Now keep that, so lift it off the machine.
So
now what speed are
you
you going at? You pick, I'm not telling.
1,000.
1,000, okay.
Yeah?
Right, you're ready to go. Bloody hell, you turned it off when it was on the panel then, Reg. Look at that.
I'm learning.
So many
I'm sure that YouTubers will have something to say about that.
Well, this is the whole point of the video, is to show things that you might do wrong, you know?
Yeah, question I do have for you is when you're putting the isopropyl on, do I spray it all over it?
Yeah, just you don't need it too much.
No?
Just the misting all over it. Give it a good shake, pump it up. It'll work better.
So just like that?
Yeah, that'll do.
Won't it?
It'll just help break it down. You know, some people will tell you that this stuff doesn't dissolve the oil and just pushes it around. It does dissolve oil, but the thing is, you're making it thinner when you put the isopropyl on it, and you pick up more on the microfiber. We're going to be doing more and more polishing on it, so the final pass, you need to get everything off, and you can use whatever product you like. You know, if you want to pay 15 quid for a panel wipe product, and go for it, but you're not going to use that for every single wipe down.
No,
you're going to be
you'll
spending
use it
a
right
fortune.
at the end, won't you?
Yeah.
There we are.
No linting from those cloths?
No.
They are ancient as well, those, and they're still in good nick.
Thing is, why is it hazed up like that?
Because you haven't got the products off.
Really?
Yeah.
Still on there, isn't it?
So
Say what?
you always get a bit of product trapped under that tape. Is why I do not like using this tape. Just let that flash out now. You've also, on the edges, you've got compound still in there from the first compounding set. So it's interesting, really, isn't it?
Tell you what though, what do you think? I mean, there's definitely been some stuff happening there.
Cracking of the clear coat there. That's bird poo etching, I think.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think you're going to be able to fix that. You probably might. You might be able. You need to wet sand it a little bit. Couldn't even see that before when we. Well, maybe we could. Right. Let's come in with the camera.
Steve was.
Well, we're recording. We've got the sound on there.
Yeah.
Right, let me come round. Mine's shot there, Reg. You're in frame.
Yeah.
Right. So Reg has now compounded the damaged section of the bonnet and polished the damaged section of the bonnet. Let's talk about results first. So I think I'll overlay the close-ups. We're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. So what you see is what you get. Reg, I think, has achieved, a rough finger in the wind, probably somewhere between 60 to 75% correction of the scratches. So quite a lot of the scratches have been taken out of the bonnet, and it was covered in scratches with what he's done. Okay, and that's not bad actually. It's better than I expected from this, so that's all right. What has not been done particularly well is the edges. There are tons of scratches there. The tape does not help you, but you need to hit over the tape really. You need to hit over the edge, whereas you were kind of working inside more, so the outside didn't get done, which is fair enough. Even with that tape there, it's hard to get all those edges. In fact, we'd probably, to get it nice, we'd want to take that tape off, but you missed a lot of the edging. And you could have got more correction done, I think. You could have got a lot more correction done. So I made a note of all the mistakes here, which we sort of went through before you started polishing. So I think you'd improved quite a lot when you're polishing. So pad was not put on the polisher properly, it was lopsided. I feel like Paul Hollywood here out of the Bake Off here. Yeah. I'm not eating.
Gregor Wallace.
I'm not eating that, Mary. I can't eat that. It's half baked. Compound. What have I got here? Compound. Oh, not shaked properly. You just gave it a little couple. You got to give it a damn good shake. Got to get that lead on your shoulder rather than running down off the machine, so it doesn't drag over the paintwork, which is one of those things. You primed the pad, you put too much polish on the pad really, way too much compound or too much compound. You got away with it, but because we'll talk about that a little bit, not much, but too much compound for a small section really. Running the machine off of the panel all the time, you're doing that, so you're going to throw stuff around when you do that. Sling, so obviously as a result of too much product and not being level and lifting off, you covered your crutch. Your crutch in there.
I don't know if you want to get a close up.
No, but I think the viewers are okay there, Rich.
Oh yeah, okay.
You were running at 800 RPM for your first compounding set, which is very, very quick. But you were going over the paint so fast, you didn't raise the temperature of the panel, but you weren't consistent, and you can see that with the damage that's left behind.
Yeah.
Not level.
We're talking about the first
compounding set.
Yeah.
You didn't do it.
It wasn't methodical, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't methodical. You were you'd go over there, then you go up there, then you'd come back down here.
Yeah.
You want to try and be consistent, and or at least when you're operating at low speeds.
Yeah, definitely.
The set was too short as well. Your polish was still going. You could have worked it for a lot longer.
Oh, really?
You wiped the polish off, and then you carried on machining without reloading back up or cleaning the pad. Second pass, you dropped down to 1200. You dropped all the compound on the bonnet. You should have wiped that off. If you throw a lot of compound there, we'll just get it back on the pad and put it where it's supposed to be. The compound's not going to do any good if it's sitting down there. If you hit it with the machine, there's a big puddle of it.
Yeah.
It's going to go flying off. Third set, no product at all, and you varied the speed down as well on the third set. So different speed every single time.
I was sort of starting high.
Yeah, you were trying to figure out, which is fair enough. Yeah, these are just little notes.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, if I did this, you could sit here and make notes and pick up on things that I did wrong as well. So, considering there's no training, that's the first go you've used a rotary polisher.
Yeah, you just literally he set up everything for me. He told me nothing and just said, right, go on then, do it.
He told me nothing?
He told me nothing, and that was the way I did it. So
that was the way you did it?
I had no idea. I got these 2 polishing compounds, S40, S3, but obviously...
That's the cutting compound.
This is the refining, yeah. And I obviously had a basic idea, I used that and stuff. And,
yes, you got lots of things you got right. So,
definitely.
Not that many things, but more than I would have got. Anyone who was doing this for the first time would have probably done exactly the same as what you've done.
Yeah, but
if you've not researched
it, you need to, I've obviously.
Yeah, but the next time you do it, then I think you'll be all right. So what we're going to try and do now is So should we leave it at that for this video?
I don't think so. I think we should carry on. I want to see how far we can go. I want to get these scratches out because I'm particularly worried about these edges here. That's bothering me.
So after I made this list of all the things I thought Reg was doing wrong, there's probably some other things on there as well. We went through it, we sat down, went through it, and then the next time around, what I was saying to him is, slow this machine right down, run it at 700 RPMs, and just get it sat on the panel, get it balanced. Don't grip the machine anywhere near as tight as you're gripping it. Just loose hands, let go almost, and just balance the machine with just tiny movements and let the sort of weight of the machine fall on that pad and keep it level. The harder you try and hold it and the more you grip it, the harder it is to keep it level, and you're going to make bigger adjustments. Whereas when you're just holding it delicately, you just make the tiny adjustments to keep it balanced and then just move the machine over the area. And once I said that to him, he changed, he picked it up very, very quickly and went from being dragged around using the rotary to having control of it. And then after he had control of it, it was just a case of telling him to, run it at these low speeds and just run it in crosshatch over the panel, the target area, very slowly, and give the polish, just work the polish with a slower arm speed as opposed to faster rotation and faster arm speed. Go slower rotation, slower arm speed, let the machine do the work, the old cliche, but it's true. The machine should be doing all of this, not you. Be wary, be mindful of your old back, which is something I do very poorly. If you are bending your back, after about 5 minutes, it's going to start complaining to you. So you want to keep a straight back. Problem with this bonnet is you can't, when you're reaching over, you're leaning over a little bit. But if you can, keep your back straight when you're doing this, or you will have a bad back if you're doing it all the time. But apart from that, getting him to use smaller amounts of compound. So second time around, we used a lot less product. He laid it out a little bit more, in a nicer film. He lowered the speed down and started to get control of the rotary. And he did that second set of compounding over there with much more control. And then finally we moved on to the polishing stage. Just use exactly the same principle at first. But then I said to him, you can crank up when you're using the polishers a little bit more if you want to. And, they don't generate as much heat. That doesn't dry out the kind of lubrication system. I just find whizzing them over a little bit faster with the finishing polishers can work on the rotary. And if you're doing a final finish down, you could slow down and lift up a little bit more if you really want to. But we're just messing around on a test hood and just trying to get him to the basics of where he feels comfortable using the rotary. And literally after 20 minutes of doing it, his technique went from being awful, as you'd kind of expect for the first time you use it, to being half decent, And then I think the next time he would do it, he would remember all of that and have a basic technique. And then if he's doing it day in and day out, after a while, he's going to know how to balance that rotary straight away. And I think he's going to be operating them at higher speeds with different pads and probably different techniques. But hopefully it should have given him a good grounding on a basic technique with the rotary. And it kind of confirms what I think, that you can take a rotary polisher and you can take all of those risks out very, very quickly by just working slow, working balanced, and just letting the machine do it and moving the machine very, very slowly. And the level of correction in the panel is fine. It was good. Even when he was using a really poor technique, that first compounding set he did, there was a fair amount of correction going on there. In fact, I thought it was going to be nothing, but he did all right. And that is mainly down to the fact that this stuff is so damn good. If it had been working other products at 1800 RPM, you'd have been burying them into the paintwork and they'd have stopped working after about 30 seconds, you know, whereas this can take being worked on a rotary at 1800 if you're keeping your arm going. So the product helped him. The first compounding set, the biggest areas that went wrong were around the edges, because Reg wasn't polishing over the tape lines, was trying to just polish up to them and actually wasn't really going up to the edges. So there's a hell of a lot of scratches still around the edges, and the tape hinders you from doing correction around those edges. So you think out the tape, you're kind of actually stripping the top of the tape off, and it's actually lifting the little foam pad up a little bit as it whizzes over, so it doesn't help using tape. So that is about it really, guys. It was a good bit of fun, you know, because the camera's rolling and there's me taking notes of everything Reg is trying to do wrong here, which is a bit off-putting. But, you know, it was all a little bit of fun, and it was nice of Reg to agree to do it because, you know, like I say, it makes it look like he doesn't know what he's doing. But he doesn't, because it's the first time he's polished, and nobody knows, you know, all of this the first time they polish. So there's nothing to worry about there. He will be doing this better than me after 3 to 6 months of once he's done his training and he's doing it day in and day out. He'll be telling me a thing or two about it, so I'm really interested in what he learns there as well. The level of correction on this 15-year-old scrapyard panel is now looking nice. That square is nice and black and glossy. There's still the odd level of scratches in there, but I'd say about 90% of them are out now. It was a mess before. It looked like the surface of a record with all the lines in it. It was so scratched up. There are some bits of like bird poo etching that would need to be wet sanded, and one of them, I don't think you'd wet sand all of that out. There's also some stone chips in here that you're not going to get out, but apart from that, the bonnet feels lovely and looks half decent now. So that was a bit of fun. And what was the stuff we were using? I'll link it all in the description as always. We're using the Dewalt 849 rotary polisher, which is a heavy old thing, but it's smooth as a whistle, and it's pretty well priced. You can pick them up quite cheap. I think we're using a flexible Shine Mate pad there. We're using Shoal S3 Gold XXL cutting compound, which I'm always prattling on about because it's so nice, and it's not oily, is not the right word, it just doesn't dry out. I don't know if there's any water in this lubrication system, but you can just work the hell out of this. S40 finishing polish. You know, most finishing polishes won't dry out on you because, like I say, they're not generating as much heat, but this as well, it's just nice. It's nice to use, and it buffs away really nicely as well. We were using our IPA mix, take most of the product off, and some Built Hammer cleanser fluid and stripped ease to you know, do the final wipe downs with. Beyond that, we were using some eagle edgeless buffing cloths and all the usual gear, and some twin halogen workshop lights, 400 watt workshop lights. That is it. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. This was just a quick kind of throw it together, see what happens type of video, but I thought it'd be fun, and I think Reg did really well. So like I say, thanks to him for agreeing to do this video. Maybe next time I'll do one with me there, and he can pick up on all the things that I do wrong, because even now I do quite a few things wrong as well. So he's put himself in front of the camera. My turn next. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.